Coming up in this episode, they literally tranquilised him in a fucking World Cup game. He specified in his contract signed from them they'd have to build him a house every year.
Every year?
So they built him a house every year, but they didn't specify what house they'd have to build it. So they built him Lego ones.
Really? As soon as he's won, like his family, they're like, and I'm like, I have to come in. And he's like, who are you? And I'm like, you've got to come with me. I'm not allowed to leave your side.
There's so many questions that you like all add up to a whole lot of what the fuck.
I imagine with football, the shit that we don't know. I bet there's some crazy stuff.
The Italian game is you can literally see the cogs turning in the players. This guy is a fucking criminal.
Yeah.
Imagine if Vardy and Rooney had one of them celebrity fights.
And then Colleen and Rebecca on the undercard. I was on my moped CBD test that day. Anyway. And they're in that, and they're in... I don't even know what I'm saying.
Yeah. And they're in that.
And that's why. Goodbye.
APMA, how we doing? It's my week. Hope you're all well. Boys, are you? You alright? You good?
Yeah, good.
Recently back from a
Love and life.
maybe messy stag day. Dan and Ben. There we go.
The boys.
Hanging in there.
Still hanging. It's my pod this week. So I don't know if any of you saw it, but I did a video on, well, for your channel with you about conspiracies, more a conspiracy about Liverpool FC.
Cheating bastards.
That's it.
Just kidding.
We're going to get there.
Gobbler.
And I thought it'd be a great idea to base my pod on sporting conspiracies, because it kind of got my mind racked around those sort of conspiracies. And there's a lot of them out there. A lot of them are American. I did come across a hell of a lot of American sports conspiracies, but I feel like conspiracies in America are like a much bigger thing than they are here.
Yeah.
It's
I'd happily branch into America for an audience.
That's it.
Subscribe.
But anyway, we're going to start with the 1990 World Cup.
Nice.
And I think it's the game against Brazil and Argentina. Now, I did send some articles to Ben to bring up, so this will be the first one. Ignore where it says France.
Straight away, France 98.
Ignore that. That's another conspiracy. But
Right.
It says at the top, Argentina, 1990 World Cup, and the holy water. This is a story which was already proven and even admitted by the Argentinian football superstar Diego Maradona, R.I.P.
Legend.
As in every team game, each player has its position and it covers someone from the opposite team. Well, the heavy task of covering Maradona was given to the Brazilian guard. I don't know what it's American, so I call him a guard. Defender. Claudio, I think that says
Lille?
Lille.
Yeah.
He was also known as Branco.
Much
Nice.
cooler.
This is one of the big conspiracy theories in sports that was proved. So if you go underneath the image where it says France 98, which is really not helpful. After the game, Branco accused the Argentinian team of drugging him, but ever since Brazil got already 3 World Cups at this time, the accusations were not taken seriously. Branco claimed that during the game, a man, part of the Argentinian team, passed him a bottle of water, and that made him feel dizzy after drinking it. But nobody believed him at that point. 15 years later, FIFA reopened the case and Maradona admitted that the bottle of water was dosed with tranquilizers.
No way.
Still, the Argentinian Football Association refused to admit about knowing anything about this. So they literally tranquilized him with water, diluted in water, in a fucking World Cup game.
That's mental. Did they go on to win? Who won in 1990?
I don't actually even know, to be honest.
Who won in 1990?
I don't think they won.
I think it was
they didn't win the World Cup, but they.
Or was it?
They won that game, didn't they? The game. It was
Yeah,
a World Cup final. Sorry.
I don't know. I
No, yeah,
I
it's
don't
in the
think
World Cup.
final.
Yeah.
They must have done that probably to other teams.
Loads of
really.
teams.
Yeah,
They just give them the bottle of water.
But I
It's
don't get
got to
it.
be
So,
rife.
like that's kind of that. I understand why they did it, but at the same time, they're saying like Maradona is this absolute fucking wonder, and like, oh, you don't want to mark him because he's so hard to mark, and yet you're tranquilising the guy that is. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's that.
Yeah.
To me, that's like saying, oh no, we've got Maradona up front. He's fucking shit. Okay, we're gonna have to tranquilise the defence. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe that's what it was.
Yeah.
Every game. They're like, I can't believe
He's
I've done
that
this.
good.
Yeah.
The defender's just
Why
got
is he so
absolutely wobbly
fast?
legs each game.
Yeah. That's why he was so good at dribbling, wasn't he? Fucking.
I bet no one
Yeah.
takes fucking water off anyone, no.
Yeah.
I mean,
No.
I guess. I mean, you've got to be mega paranoid, but would you take fluids from the opposing team?
In like a game like that against
Maybe it's
those
how they
two
do it.
nations.
Though.
Yeah, but
they're like, oh yeah.
They
Yeah,
might have,
absolutely, yeah.
they might have a sealed bottle, like
Yeah.
that's special for them, and they grab a
yeah.
bottle and then a sealed bottle and just go,
Yeah.
oh, yeah, take that, and you're like, oh yeah, it's sealed, but
Yeah.
like
Did you?
you
Actually.
can fake that.
I
You
watched.
can. There's a
You can
video on
fake
my
that.
channel.
I was
dude, you wanna
watching.
have a look?
I was watching Coogan Cassius. He's like the boxing interviewer, and he goes and interviews the boxers right after they've had the fight. And I was watching the Tyson Fury one, and Coogan's like talking to him, and then I think it's like his dad just gives him like a bottle of water,
Yeah,
and he's like, Tyson Fury is saying to his dad like, "Is this
check.
ours? Is it?"
Yeah.
He's like, "Yeah, I've had it the whole time. And he's like, and then he drinks it, but it's like
Yeah,
they could
yeah.
just
Fuck,
think
yeah.
because they could a bottle of water
Is that
gets-
before or after?
after, so
Really?
because imagine if they put
Got
like some
drug
kind of
tested,
drugs,
yeah, yeah.
Oh,
they
and
get
then drug tested
Yeah,
it.
yeah. So like
Fucking hell.
they think they have to have their water watched.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's insane.
So,
Yeah,
but it's
but-
also amazing that he's that switched on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
So
Yeah, imagine you've
It's,
done all that work and then you
yeah.
get fucking done by some cunt drugging
Yeah.
you, and then getting done by a drug
I
test.
actually had to when we did I used to do security at a racetrack, and I can't even remember what the actual name of the it was. I think it was like the FIA Sports. I don't know. It was like the racers were good anyway, getting paid good money. Well, like Formula One, but it was like a good level.
Yeah.
And the drug team had like come in that weekend, but told obviously the security, but no one else was allowed to know. And they were like, oh yeah, soon as we all get like assigned a racer each, and like they're like as soon as they finish their race, even if they've won or whatever, you have to like interrupt them, get them, and you're not allowed to like leave their side until they've gone and done a piss test.
Yeah.
So like, this guy had won, and he was the guy I had to go and like chaperone, and as soon as he's won, like his family there like, and I'm like, I have to come in, and he's like, who are you? And I'm like, you've got to come with me, I'm not allowed to leave your side. And he's like getting all interviews and stuff, and I'm like watching him, and he's like say not allowed to take anything or anything after the race. I have to just watch him. And yeah, it's
What
crazy.
what can jockeys take? Because it's not. I don't know about jockeys. Though it's not. For me, it doesn't look like as physical as like a game of football is, but it obviously is over the length.
Is
of
it
the
horse
race.
racing
But
or
yeah,
car
Matt-
racing?
Car race.
Car
Yeah,
race.
Oh, car
this,
racing.
yeah,
I thought
this,
it was
sorry,
horse
yeah,
racing.
this was car racing.
okay,
yeah,
right.
so yeah, I don't know. I think it was to make sure that they didn't drink anything afterwards. They had to be like completely clear,
Yeah.
so that they could say, "Oh, it's because I don't know." Like,
Yeah,
I'm not too
yeah.
sure why, but literally, I
Afterwards.
was like, I had to watch him the whole time. I wasn't allowed to.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, I wasn't allowed to drink anything until we'd been tested.
Yeah.
When in the army, when they come down, so you'll get called to like a parade, which happens like quite often, different parades, and then you literally like all in the gym, and then it's like fucking just doors locked, and it's like you can't go anywhere, you can't escape, you fucking have to sit, and it's like they have it on lockdown.
Really?
Yeah, because it's like it's really bad
See
in
that-
the army doing drugs.
Yeah. This was. I don't know how this sounds. Would it be the end of the world giving your soldiers peds?
Yeah, I know,
You'd
yeah,
make
yeah.
them into like,
Yeah.
So, do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
you'd make
yeah.
them into fucking units.
Well, I think there's just trials of different things with like special
I
forces.
think
This is just
I
this is
think
like
within the
recreational.
yeah. I
Oh,
think,
right,
yeah, I was gonna
yeah,
say.
yeah.
It's
I
mainly like
yeah, I think in the army,
Do we
in the
want
army,
coked up soldiers?
yeah. I think in the army it's more like fucking heroin and cocaine. And
Yeah,
shit
but
like
you
that.
can
Yeah,
tell
like-
because like there's always like the lad on camp who fucking goes raving.
Yeah.
and then like you can just sit in there. You don't even have to test them. You just sit in their face and sit like
Sweating.
I can't believe.
Yeah.
But there's nowhere to go. Like there are ways you can fucking get around it, but you have to be careful.
It's just
But the thing is, like, you end your career.
Yeah.
Like you're done, you're out
Yeah.
the army like straight away. And there's like people who, there's like guys, you know, they'll be out in like 6 months and they get a fucking 15 grand or 20 grand payoff.
Yeah.
And it's like, but if you get caught there, nothing, like no pension, like you're just out for it. So it's
Yeah.
like, it's a lot of money for some people.
Fucking hell.
Yeah,
Man.
so it's like people flap when they come.
Oh, that was the 1990 Argentina fucking drug.
See, when you said holy water, I thought it was just going to be some like,
Yeah.
so, you know, they
Misleading
blessed the
title.
water and it gave him a stomach ache. I didn't know they literally fucking tranquilized him.
Yeah.
Be interesting
That's
to
heavy.
watch that game and see.
Yeah.
See
When
yeah,
his
yeah.
legs actually go.
They just blow for the kickoff, and this Branco guy just face down
Fucking brick
on the fucking ground. Like, I think he's been trying to just sub him off.
No, he's just dehydrated, mate.
Yeah, drag him off.
Yeah.
He's just had water.
Just as the sub comes on, like the Argentinian, hey, do you want so much water before you go on? Hang on a minute.
Oh,
The fuck's going on there?
being done dirty by the Argentinians, eh?
They would all have to know though, wouldn't they? Because imagine if like one of them's holding it to give it,
Yeah.
and then there's one of their
Maradona's
own players well thirsty, like give it here, mate, down it.
The wrong
If
ball.
Maradona actually fucking drunk it instead. His
Oh,
career just
man.
tanked.
Fucking hell.
Well, that's the only one from that article. The rest of them, I'm pretty sure we've covered like the Ronaldo one. I swear we've done a video
Yeah, I
on
think
it.
we did
Yeah,
something
Because
like
that is
yeah.
another one in here. But,
Yeah.
that was the only one from this article. But I got 2 from the next article, and the last article I got quite a few from.
Nice. Spice.
This next one, I was only actually aware of one of the 2 that I'm going to do. So the first one is about a Man United player, or former Man United player, called Bebe.
Bebe.
I remember
Yeah,
I
Bebe.
remember him. Yeah.
Because apparently Sir Alex Ferguson, signed him without even fucking knowing who he was. And that's that's sus straight away.
Yeah.
To sign a player to a team like that who are literally serial winners, and you're like, yeah, just give me that guy called Bebe. Is he all right? But this is how it goes. There has long been speculation surrounding Portuguese striker Bebe's transfer to Man United in 2010. Almost every aspect of the transfer has something fishy about it. The relatively high fee for an unknown and largely unproven player. Now, he was bought, I think, for 7.4 million, it says here, which I guess like 10
Yeah,
12
yeah,
back
years
then,
ago.
that
Yeah,
was,
yeah.
It's a pretty decent amount.
Yeah, yeah.
But also to
It's got to be 25
7.5
Yeah.
mil on anything that you don't know. That's
Yeah.
that's
It's
steep. That's
strange.
steep.
Yeah.
That's
So be-
weird. Even in today's, even like with the inflated prices of today, I'd say if you forked out 7.5 million,
On
Yeah.
random.
yeah, that
The
would
only
be,
thing about Bebe is I remember him being on like Championship Manager, and he was like,
one of them.
he was
he
just
a
like,
prospect?
he wasn't a prospect or
Yeah.
nothing, but he was just a goal getter.
Oh, okay.
I think he was like one of them players that you get and he just gets you goals. Maybe Sir Alex had been playing a bit Chair Manager and
Just saw that.
took a little punt on that.
Yeah,
Because some of the
some of them come good.
managers have actually signed players, haven't they, from like
Yeah,
Football Manager and stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently, some of the scouts use the technology
Yeah, to find
in
Yeah.
those games.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like that, the technology
algorithm.
is actually fucking
yeah.
amazing.
Don't know. I've told you we used to play Pro Evo, didn't we? And like,
Yeah.
and there was about 6 players that were just not very. They were like young, really.
Yeah.
Like I met Aguero.
Sergio, me and you had Sergio Aguero.
Like when he was young, like,
Yeah.
and he wasn't really famous yet, and like, but
Yeah.
they
You
become
discovered him.
They became,
Yeah.
yeah. So I want some commission for that.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah,
Now he's got a
I remember-
statue.
Yeah,
Sergio
maybe you can help
Aguero.
rebuild it.
That defender.
Lamel, he never
Lamel.
came. He
Lamel
never came through. But he was a sick
He
player.
might have done somewhere. He might have
Nah,
just
he
fucking
never
smashed
made it.
some weird little league.
Yeah.
What's the other company?
Yeah, Vincent Company was one.
Yeah.
Stecklenburg, he was a tanking goal, but he never quite.
Yeah,
he never
that's
quite
not
did
really-
the. He was did all right, but
Yeah,
he
he
wasn't.
did all right.
Yeah, but he was on Pro Evo. Stecklenburg was
Yeah.
was naughty.
We had a team.
Nice.
Lamar was next level.
Lamel.
Big way into singing.
I remember back on Pro Evo where they didn't have the players' names.
Yeah.
And to have like very similar,
Yeah.
but obviously
Yeah.
different
Yeah.
for legal
You had
reasons.
to edit them up
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah, that's what they used to be like a. There's like a memory card that would go around.
Yeah,
I don't even
yeah.
know who made the memory cards or
Yeah.
whatever, but like you could get a memory card.
Yeah.
Like
Probably
one
Pro
of my,
Evo.
One of my mates would have one, and then like we'd pass it round,
Yeah.
and then you just basically put it in, save the game, and then you'd have all the
proper
had all the
names.
kits.
Oh,
in it.
no way.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
That was a sick memory card.
Yeah, that memory card was I had like one guy in Southend who used to always have it. And he'd be
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
he's
Got
like,
dealers.
and then
Go to him.
I had a little fucking memory card. Dude.
Pro
Give
Evo.
me
man.
updates.
Nice.
Evo was the shit.
Fucking
Sorry
hell.
about that. Back in on Bebe.
Back in the room.
Well, if you signed him on Pro Evo, who knows? He might have been fucking god. But there we go. So Sir Alex Ferguson has signed this guy without even knowing who he is for 7.4 million. That's just pretty high for the time. And he didn't make any, obviously, inroads into the United squad. I don't even know how many games he played. I cannot ever remember seeing him in a Man United kit in a game.
I've seen him play like one game.
Yeah, like a pre-season.
Yeah.
Most theories have centered around possible illegitimate payments to agents and representatives, particularly when it became apparent that Bebe's agent, Jorge, I think they say that, Mendes, George here, up the front, UK, is also the agent of former Man United assistant manager Carlos Queiroz.
Yeah.
I think
Is
that's what it
Jorge
says.
Mendes? Is he the one that's just died? Haaland's
I
agent.
don't know.
Have I just made that up?
No, that's not.
Someone has died, hasn't
Someone,
they?
yeah, football agent.
That's
did
a
die.
different. That's a
R.I.P.
That's it.
Carlos Queiroz. He was the guy when Man United used to lose. Alex Ferguson didn't want to do the presser. He'd send him
You
out.
send him out.
He'd always, You'd never hear him on a winning game.
This is my time, boy.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
However, there's one that stands out from the rest. As the story goes, Red Devils player Nani had accidentally taken a performance-enhancing drug prior to a doping test while on national duty with Portugal, who were managed by Queiroz at the time. I'm pretty sure...
Was it done on purpose?
I don't know if Bebe's also Portuguese. I don't know.
I think he is. Yeah.
He come from a Portuguese
Yeah.
league,
Yeah.
so
He was then...
Portuguese striker. Sorry,
Yeah.
interrupt.
He was then sent home with a mysterious shoulder injury just hours before he would have been required to take a test.
Oh yeah.
The theory is that Ferguson requested Queiroz to excuse Nani and help disrupt the drug test, something which Queiroz has subsequently been found guilty of and which contributed to his sacking from the post, and in exchange paid a vastly inflated sum for Bebe in order to give Mendes and Queiroz both a sizable payoff as a thank
Oh,
Interesting.
you. How can I just don't understand?
Because he's
why-
the agent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just don't understand why Alex Ferguson would buy a player in that team at that time. I mean, to be fair, he went like 2 years later, but at that time, Man United were like at the top pretty much.
Yeah, but not. I think as well around that point, like Nani was supposed to replace Ronaldo, wasn't
Yeah.
he? Like although they got him in at the same time, they were playing sort of the same time. But I remember like Ronaldo was kind of going out the door when he to Madrid, so they were like Nani was like he was supposed to be like literally the next Ronaldo.
Yeah, he was such a weird player, Nani. Like one day he'd turn up and be absolute mustard.
Yeah,
And then another day he'd be like, what the fuck's this guy?
yeah. Sometimes he'd turn up and be and then the other days he would turn up and be fucking
Nanny.
Stephen Clark.
The money thing's weird, isn't it? Because like you say, there's times when people get paid loads more than you should, and everyone's like, "What? Why are they doing that?"
Yeah.
And you
Maguire.
maybe it's some fucking,
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah.
it's some
Some
little
back
backhand.
doors.
The agents
Yeah.
are fucking
agents,
Yeah.
It's
their
100%
fees.
happened all the time.
Yeah, their fees are a joke.
But yeah, that is...
There's argument for the fees to come out of the player's end, which would make sense. Because if you have an agent in any other thing, you know they take 20% of whatever you're earning.
Yeah.
Whereas in football,
Yeah.
it's stacked on top for the
Yeah.
club
Yeah.
to purchase.
There's so many different payments and so many different aspects to a transfer that you don't even realise.
Yeah.
But most of them shouldn't even be there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember, who was it? Was it Ferguson? Who was trying? He was saying about he'd buy someone a house and they're fucking buy him a car and
Yeah.
buy their mum a house. And
Yeah, Neymar to PSG, like I think his mum got like millions and shit. It's I will sort this out. We'll sort all that sort of shit.
Whatever it takes, basically.
Yeah,
Fucking,
I can't remember. I saw this as a video. I can't remember what player it was or what club. But anyway, he specified in his contract signed from them they'd have to build him a house every year.
Every year?
Contract, right? So they built him a house every year, but they didn't specify what house they'd have to build him. So they built him Lego ones.
Really?
Yeah, I can't remember. I don't know if it's 100% true, but I saw the video and I was like, that is quality.
Yeah.
It was like, no, you're going to build me a house every year, and they just give him a fucking Lego model.
That was like, I think where did Gascoigne go to? He was supposed to go to Man United, but he went. Did he go to Tottenham? Was it Tottenham? I think he ended up going to Tottenham,
and then
and it was something like
that was the thing with the houses.
Something to do with the house, and then he was like. I think he started speaking to Tottenham, and then they were like, they bought his mum a house, and then he was like, and can me and sister have a sunbed as well? And they were like, and that was what he didn't really care. It was like just to make his sister happy. She wanted like a sunbed. And it was like, just made the deal.
There's some funny things. And then like it's supposed to be going somewhere, and then it's like no, but they.
And Ferguson didn't know. Ferguson then obviously like found out that he signed with Finger, and he was like, fucking, I would have like bought your entire
salon.
Yeah, I would have bought you fucking the sun. Yeah.
I think there's a documentary watch of him.
Some of the stories of transfer.
What I find quite interesting about this is obviously that guy like lost his job and stuff for dropping Nanny for Ferguson. Doesn't look like there was anything on Fergie.
No,
do you know what I mean?
I think that'll be highly covered up.
Yeah.
That'll probably just have been a conversation with him going, "There's a problem. Do you want me to sort it out?"
Yeah. Right.
You owe me a favour.
Right.
And he's like, "Yeah, sort it out. We'll sort something out."
We'll sign Bebe.
Who's this?
For $7.5 million.
Who's this?
He's like, Bebe's coming in and just
I'm going to pre-warn you, he is shy.
I got this player. He's called Bebe. Good name. 60 rated on FIFA. Don't know how you feel about it, Fergie.
Imagine he was actually sick.
He tore it up, but they got a steal of the century.
I would like to watch a bit of Bebe now.
Bebe highlight reel.
It's like who did Barca sign last season? Was it Braithwaite from fucking Middlesbrough? And they what they do, they like to show off their new signing. They basically go in the stadium empty, right, and film them doing like skills and keepy ups and fucking round the world and shit. Braithwaite, I honestly couldn't even do a keepy up. I'm not even lying.
Shit.
And he's a professional footballer.
It's so funny.
I get the fact that everyone's got different skills in football, but you can do a keepy up, surely. Not even a step over.
I wonder if Bebe knew this deal was going on, or whether he's like, I'm going to Man U. He's like,
all of a sudden,
I made it.
His ego.
He's like, I am fucking. He's like walking like this.
Fuck off, mate. Your sub's in our team.
How have you managed that?
Yeah.
He either went two ways. He was either absolutely fucking like over the moon, or he was like, shit, I'm going to get found out.
Yeah.
I need to start kicking the ball better.
unless Ferguson really like just put his trust in the assistant manager, and the assistant manager was like,
this guy.
Trust me.
Yeah.
If I ever let you down, Ronaldo. Fucking Nani, look, Bebe. He's big time. And Fergie was just like, hey man, fucking.
Maybe he just saw him. Sometimes you play one game and you have a fucking absolute blind. The reps there. You're like,
get him in.
Like, get him in, mate. And then you just like, oh no, like that was his best game ever.
Cristiano Bebe.
He's actually shit.
Oh dear.
Well, that is the conspiracy about Bebe. The old fan Bebs.
So that was proved to be true, right?
I don't know.
He was found guilty.
I don't think they found him guilty of doing that. But something very similar to this.
Right. Carlos Queiroz.
But there's so many questions that you like all add up to a whole lot of what the fuck.
Yeah.
I imagine with football, the shit that we don't know. I bet there's some crazy stuff.
Yeah. That's when you want the all or nothing Amazon documentaries to really show.
Go
rather than just see fucking Pep screaming bullshit at a fucking bunch of players for 20 minutes.
Can't wait for the Arsenal one next year.
Leave it out. The season ain't over yet.
That's
It is.
Oh, dear.
Leave to the end.
Leeds.
He's dead. Yeah,
It's all
right.
going on.
The next one.
Everton are going down.
Oof, let's hope.
Well, this
You'll
will already be
say-
out by the time.
That's it. What are you saying? Leeds?
Yeah,
Everton?
who's gone down? Let me know down below.
They'll probably see it. They'll probably see it when we post
I mean, we're
about
going to
his
get some
passing.
good comments.
Yeah.
You'll be able to
Please,
throw in his
Leeds.
Predictions.
his predictions. wouldn't you?
Oh, we'll be doing that.
We watched it.
I think we're going to midweeker it.
What today?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Gonna midweek of the fuck out of that.
All right, sweet.
Right, the next one on this list I was actually aware of, but I didn't know how fucking deep it went. So basically, South Korea 2002 World Cup, they're hosting, and they got some pretty dodgy calls from the refs, and I mean like proper dodgy, from a couple of games, not one, 2 games. So everyone loves a good run by a host nation in a major international tournament. Particularly when the host nation, as was the case with South Korea in 2002, is a bit of an underdog. South Korea made it all the way to the semi-finals that year, a feat not beyond the realm of possibility given home advantage and the failure of many major nations such as Portugal and France to make it beyond the group stages. However, 2 matches in the South Koreans' run to the penultimate round of the tournament stuck out as having something slightly amiss about them. The first knockout round saw them triumph over Italy after extra time. The 90 minutes went by without much incident and the scores were locked at 1-1. But Francesco Totti was then sent off harshly after the referee judged he dived. To make matters worse, Damiano? I don't even know how to say that. Damiano Tomasi then had a goal incorrectly ruled out for offside, which would have seen the Italians through due to the old golden goal rule still being in effect at the time.
What? I thought that was just a thing on FIFA.
No, that
Yeah,
was this
it
was the
was.
last World
Yeah,
Cup
yeah.
it was in.
Yeah.
Golden goal was
Yeah,
a
they
thing.
do
Yeah.
golden goal. Yeah.
I think that because I mean for England especially, like I think we should fucking bring it back.
Well, would it literally be you play till?
No.
it's just-
It would,
just
there
the
would be
30
penalties.
minutes
Yeah.
of extra
Oh,
time.
yeah.
But yeah, so if you
But
score,
if you score it after
score,
1
it's
minute,
done.
yeah, it's done.
yeah, it's done. Bring it back.
How fucking good.
But then
is
England never score in extra time, do
Nah,
they?
mate.
Never.
No.
barely scored
They,
in regular
as soon
time.
as soon as there's penalties going, they're like,
It just saved the heartache
Yeah.
of penalties though. A bit,
True.
Just get us out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Finish us off.
I would have rather Italy just banged the golden goal. to be
Yeah,
honest.
Yeah, just give us a golden pen. That's it.
They score the first one.
Yeah.
Oh, you
Right,
lost the
see you later,
toss,
boys.
so you're
That's
out.
it.
I wish they just had to fight.
Yeah.
Be class.
Right,
Pick your
we've-
dirtiest
we've-
player.
Yeah.
We've done the amicably run game. Let's just fight.
They'd
Yeah.
probably
Yeah.
beat us. They did us dirty.
Who
didn't
would-
they?
Oh,
who
mate,
would they
clearly
pick?
we would have been
Okay, yeah.
Clearly,
I mean,
for sure.
it would be
Who would we have put up?
Who would we put up to?
Fucking Maguire. He just
Yeah.
had you on Collider. Everything.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Drunk.
He would smash him up. He'd be hitting
I
everyone.
reckon Kyle
Our
Walker.
team members going down.
Kyle Walker would be dirty.
Do you know what? I
Yeah.
don't know if he was on the pitch at the time, but I'd have. Who's one who signed for Newcastle? On the right back, left back.
Oh, Trippier.
Trippier.
Yeah,
I reckon
yeah,
Kieran Trippier
yeah.
could look after himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I reckon he's got knuckle duster.
Yeah.
He's a scrapper, isn't he? Trippier?
Yeah.
You know he fucking
I
loves a
reckon
little
he'll
road
slap
trips.
him about. He'll fun. Yeah.
Oh, that free kick.
He'll
Inspiration.
fucking bite your throat out.
fight to the death.
He's a street rat.
Kieran Trickier.
He's tricky. He's tricky.
Trickier.
Trickier, there we go.
Okay.
See if I rip it out.
Kieran Trickier.
Yeah. Who would you have? Down below, let us know.
Let us know. It is an important question. But there's a few pussies in that squad, though. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
Harry Kane's too noble. Wouldn't
Yeah.
have him in a fight at
Nah.
all. Nah.
Maybe pussy's a bit too of a harsh word.
I don't think.
Sharp-
I don't think-
sharp-
I tell you,
You know what,
Jordan
Sterling?
Pickford. He'd be. I reckon he'd.
I don't think
No.
you want Sterling in a fight back in your.
Nah.
Nah.
No,
Who else?
probably not. Nah.
I reckon.
Judging him. I mean, Grealish. I reckon he'd be too like.
Nah,
you've
you've
hurt my hair.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
What,
You gotta
what,
get down and
what I've
dirty.
seen of him, he does seem a bit tapped in areas. I know he's not in the front squad anymore because he's pretty dog. But Fabian Delph
The hell. I mean,
He-
that is out of the box shout.
in the All or Nothing Man,
Fight
when
to
he's
death.
playing for Man City, he was at people's throats who were like 15 times better than him. He's like giving fucking Aguero shit.
There's only one man you'd want. That's Vardy, innit?
Yeah, give him a can of Red Bull.
Oh,
Chat
mate.
shit, get banged.
He would just
All that.
fuck people up, wouldn't he?
Tell him his wife's in another court case and just let him go. She's done what?
Here's the
Off
Red
he
Bull.
goes.
On you go, son.
Yeah.
Imagine if Vardy and Rooney had one of them celebrity fights.
Oh,
Come on.
mate.
Oh, it's
I would
coming.
love that.
And then Colleen and Rebecca on the undercard. That'd be quality.
Right, back to this.
Sorry, yeah.
We take this way out of proportion. Don't we?
Fuck it, waste time, don't it? No, I'm joking. It's a good use of time. You
And
like
there
it.
and that, and there and I don't even know what I'm saying.
Just
That
just
is the
ignore that.
principle of a podcast, is what I was getting
That's
at.
it. Each
it.
said a brain hemorrhage.
And there and that.
And then, I don't know what I'm saying.
And that's why goodbye.
Right. So it's 1-1 between Italy and South Korea. Right. And Italy have just had a goal incorrectly ruled out for offside. And it's the golden goal rule, which obviously means the next
Bring
team.
it back.
Do they still have that?
I thought he'd been serious for that.
Did you and James not get on?
Scored a goal. Yeah, so you scored a golden goal, you win. Simple, isn't it? The South Koreans then knocked them out with their own golden goal. So they score after Italy have one incorrectly ruled out for offside.
I love this next bit.
South Korea then go and score their own golden goal. The referee for the match, Brian Moreno, served multiple suspensions throughout his career for questionable decisions, and most recently spent time in prison for smuggling heroin. This guy is a fucking crib.
That is a questionable decision.
Yeah.
How do you?
Did he smuggle heroin as a ref, or was it? That was his other job.
He probably-
he injected that water
Yeah,
bottle.
he probably got the two bits
Yeah.
straight into each other. Do you know what I mean?
What's that on your flag? It's in his suitcase. He says.
He goes to pull out a whistle, but as he pulls out a needle, stabs himself in the face.
Oh, look
Byron
So-
Moreno, look at him. He admits he made mistakes.
He made big mistakes,
There
and
you
then he got into heroin.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can kind of from that small paragraph, he's not a good ref.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
He's also
shit
probably not that good at smuggling heroin.
Yeah.
But there we go. However, that paled in comparison to South Korea's next match against Spain. The Spanish should have won it in normal time when an own goal was inexplicably ruled out. Once again, controversially surfaced in the golden goal situation, where Spain had another goal chalked off for crossing the byline when it clearly still in play. Following the quarter-final, one Korean newspaper warned their run was no longer a miracle, which speaks volumes.
That's brilliant. Kind of want to watch them because it's like you forget, don't you? These.
I don't remember the Spanish game so much, but the Italian game is you can literally see the cogs turning in the players. Like, this guy is a fucking criminal.
That's mad, isn't it? Yeah, because I remember watching that and not even. I was quite young, I suppose.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
thinking,
You got the South Korea flag.
Yeah,
All for him.
yeah. But then again, you
man.
like the underdog to win anyway, don't you?
That's the thing. I think that's
But
why they got
and
so
look
much
at
support.
some of the decisions in the past that
Yeah.
that we've had against us, like fucking balls like blatantly over the line. And
Yeah.
Oh, the Germany
look at-
one.
look at
the Germany one. Yeah,
The
yeah.
Lampard
I was on my
Yeah.
moped CBD test that day. Anyway. No, the reason I remember is because
He said that like such a flex.
Because I was and now listen, yeah.
Yeah, that's
Right,
the first day he
that's it.
aspired to be a pilot.
No. So I was fleeing around doing my test, and how I was, because I was gutted that I was missing that game. How I was gauging it was I was driving past the pubs, gauging people's emotion in the smoking area.
Jordan's moped just had wings on it.
Have you ever seen the advert where it's like the football's on and the guy goes out driving in his like Renault? That's Jordan on his moped. Like every big England game, like everyone's like that, and then Jordan's just going. If you look outside your pub on a big England game, you might see.
He had little wings and just a flag out at the back. And an English helmet.
It's the closest I could be to a jet at that point.
He was known as Jet Boy.
Fuck's sake. Oh, damn. But I was going to say, it's not England, but fucking Henri. Didn't he stop Ireland from going through or something with the fucking handball?
Yeah.
Mad.
Favavoom and all that.
Don't disrespect the king like that.
It was off his knee. I'll have nothing else. Oh, dear. Yeah.
Chested it. Oh, man.
The thing is, though, when you watch it back, he's literally the most blatant handball you've ever seen.
Yeah.
It moves. There's
Oh,
a
yeah,
motion, and the ball follows it afterwards. You're like,
Yeah, but who do you want to see in a fucking World Cup? Thierry Henry or Damien Duff?
True.
Right, come
This
on.
is true.
Fucking
Right.
hell.
if you're asking me that question at handball every day of the week, fuck that shit.
Fucking Damien Duff.
Oh,
Whoa, that's a
yeah,
throwback.
Chelsea legend, though. Do you know what I mean?
Damien
Pretty
Duff.
sure he had a 3-star card in shootout.
He always looked like he just had a mad night and he'd open the curtains and it's really bright outside. All as his face. Damien Duff. He always looked. Yeah.
Oh, fucking hell.
Right, well, I think that's a good place to take a break, to be honest. Getting our mopeds out and that.
Fuck off, man. It's anecdotal and it was relevant.
That's
Ben,
good,
can you do a little moped with little wings on the Jordan? It was so good.
It was a very hot day and I was wearing leathers.
You were
We wore levers on the moped.
How fast do you think you're going to go?
Well, no, it's because it was a test. So they provided. All right.
This is no way. There's no
I
way.
swear on my life.
No
they
way.
Provide you leathers.
Yeah, because you did the test.
No.
Honestly, I swear to God.
I know that Jordan.
I swear to God.
Jordan was like,
leathers.
What do all the big bikers wear? Well, they wear these full leather.
You know, he went all out. He went big time, didn't he? He was like, "What do MotoGP fucking motorcyclists wear?" And he's gone out.
I'm going to be
for his
fucking
moped.
Rossi on this fucking thing.
I've got wings.
Literally at like a fucking Hell's Angels meetup, and fucking Jordan.
He's got fucking Hell's Angels on the back.
That's brilliant.
Oh, leave me alone.
I mean, I've never seen anyone in full leathers on a moped.
It's because he only
They
went
were
out on the
provided.
England games. That's why. It's the only time he didn't get any fucking.
This is what he was going for.
Man,
That's cool.
Vespa.
Anyway,
Whoa.
have the break. Welcome back from the break. We're going to be ploughing on with these fucking conspiracies of the sporting nature.
Nice.
Let's go. Right, I'm done with this article. Fuck it off. This is the one, right? And I have numbered the ones that I actually want, Ben. It's all right. Number one is on the list, I believe. Just want to make
We'll
sure.
change the sports.
Oh.
There is going to be a lot of American ones in this list. I am sorry to say, for anyone who's interested in only British Brexit people, I understand. But this is for an American website, so let's go have a load of fucking American sports on it. This one is about the 1972 US basketball team who got robbed by the Russians.
Oh, Cold War.
All right, this is the first article from this website, and it's about the 1972 US basketball team who got robbed
Nice.
by the Russians. One of the most controversial endings in sports history, the US men's basketball team lost to the Soviet team in the finals of the 1972 Olympics, with Russia getting 3 chances to score a winning basket. A combination of unclear rules, seemingly random clock stoppages, and bizarre referee decisions gave the Soviet team enough chances to win 51-50, kicking off 40 years of accusations and denials, with the American team never having accepted their silver medals.
Nice. Yeah.
So, US teams always, pretty much, are going to absolutely smash the competition when it comes to basketball at the Olympics. Like, I cannot remember a time where I'm like, oh, this team's going to fucking beat them this year.
Yeah.
This Olympics.
There's a sport dominating it.
Yeah.
So, and it's pretty much like, it's not, I can't really compare it to like the Premier League, because there is no league in American sports. You just compete. It would have been like the Super League. There's no relegation. It's literally just there's no like jeopardy.
Yeah.
You just compete in the same fucking league every time, same teams. But it was pretty much like the NBA is the elite of the elite, and
Yeah.
then everyone else is underneath that. So for them to lose is strange because they're so good. But for them to lose in the fashion that they did here, you're like, okay, this is a bit fucked.
Yeah.
Which is obviously why they never accepted their silver medals at the 1972 Olympics. But you're going to see quite a few basketball ones on this because I think American sports in general, I think are quite, I don't know, there's quite a bit of shifty stuff going on them in like high quantities, I'd say, personally. Over the years, anyway. I don't know still about now, but...
I feel like a lot of it's like privately owned though, isn't it? It's like, you know,
But there's been...
it's not like there's like, you know, like in the UK.
It's all about
there's-
money.
Yeah, in
Yeah.
the UK there's like the FA and different. I know all them are corrupt and shit as well, but like the NBA is just the NBA. Like what they say goes. It's like the UFC, like Dana White sort of.
Yeah, it's more of a brand.
It's a product.
Yeah, it's a product.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like. the
And
Premier League.
sometimes you feel like they'll do something to protect the product
Yeah,
rather
yeah,
than the
yeah.
actual
Yeah,
game.
100%. Yeah.
Which probably happens in football, but I don't feel the FA would do the same amount of shit to do that.
Yeah.
Because with the Premier League, all right, you probably might put them in the same box, but the FA, I don't really know how much power they've got, to be honest. But yeah, this is like you're going to see a lot of American sports this cycle we're doing for this website.
So
That's number one.
where it says seemingly random clock stoppages, are you talking like they're playing and the clock has just stopped to preserve more time?
Yeah, I don't know exactly what clock stoppages they're referring to. I know in American sports you get timeouts.
Yeah.
So in basketball, timeouts are very, very important for tactical reasons because if you take a timeout and you've got possession, then you get possession. You get to like throw the ball in from a certain point on the court.
Mm-hmm.
So if you've got the ball at your end,
Yeah.
and you've only got like 2 or 3 seconds, and you're like, shit, we've got a timeout. You take the timeout because then you get the ball in a certain position on the court, which is more favourable to you.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So, but you also got clock stoppages for like fouls, that sort of shit. So it could have been like a number of like things.
Combo.
to be honest.
See, this is what I think should be in football, right? I've never understood extra time.
Oh yeah.
If there's a foul
Fuck it
or an
off.
injury,
Stop
pause the clock,
Yeah.
and then start it again when the game starts. And then when it hits 45, it's done. When it hits 90, it's done. I don't understand because the subjective... Oh, man, of extra time does me in. But 1972 Olympics, was this held in Russia or...
Don't know, to be honest.
Or is it... Because on the
previous.
previous one, just before we find out where the 1972
Yeah.
Olympics was, on the previous one, and this
Nation.
is an allegation, and Putin, leave me alone. Right, I'm just in the last. Was it the Russian World Cup? They did quite well, well out. I'm not saying they cheated. I'm not saying there was any references, but they went like to the semis, I think, which was not expected.
It happens a lot.
Have a look into it.
Yeah.
Germany.
Germany.
It was in Germany.
Yeah.
I mean, what they?
I mean, we got to the final and there's a lot of
friendliest.
Wembley games.
It was.
True.
Yeah,
Yeah,
see, we're
home
not just
advantage.
going to throw it out at everyone else. We'll
Oh,
you
no.
know,
That's it. We'll take it.
Yeah.
we'll take it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we, you know,
Chiellini on fucking Saka. We took that.
Yeah, and then we put. Oh, we don't need the other man. Don't know. Why would you put a young kid on a pen?
Yeah.
Southgate, of all people, fucking Gareth Southgate knows that pain more than 99.9999% of people in this fucking world.
He was thinking about his future.
You know
Should have
why?
been sacked there and then.
Southgate was handed the Euro final. He could have had it. It was there.
It was there.
The conspiracy was there. It was given to him.
Yeah.
But because we're English and we're noble, we were like, no. We're actually going to lose this game because we don't want it to. We don't want to look like it's a conspiracy.
This is not the way we want to win.
Yeah, we'd rather lose and make it look real
Yeah.
than win legitimately. But people be like, you didn't deserve that.
Yeah, well, you were playing at
so-
Wembley.
Yeah.
Man.
Well, Saka's got
That is a reverse conspiracy right there.
He's going to have a long...
It's all connected.
It's all connected.
He's got a career in front of him, you know. Saka, he's got the pizza adverts to come.
He did some, Southgate did some fucking weird adverts, didn't he?
They do a few penalty adverts, don't they? After
Yeah. The thing, you just
fucking
know the
throwing
next Euros, all we're gonna see
Yeah.
is that fucking pen on repeat
yeah.
in all the coverage.
Even at this World Cup,
Quite possibly.
which is gonna
But
be
yeah.
a weird one because it's in the
Yeah,
winter.
it's like almost
Yeah, it's in-
Christmas.
To be
Yeah.
fair though, at least they're not going to just keep showing all the old fucking Euro.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
I'm glad that's gone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We've got,
They can
we've got new old
We've got
shit.
new old shit. Do you know what I mean?
That was when I actually
Yeah.
was alive. Great.
Yeah. It's like
That'd be
fucking-
quite cool
Yeah.
shit. New
I'll have
old
to see.
shit. Full stop.
New old shit.
I mean, if I have to see fucking
Get it
Alan
printed.
Shearer in that grey fucking kit again.
That was a fucking shite kit. Anyway, number 2. Oh yeah, look, the NBA's totally rigged. Ever since NBA referee Tim Donaghy went public with his involvement in gambling and on influencing the outcome of games, sports writers and fans have had concrete evidence to back up what they suspected all along, that the league is rigged to allow the best teams to make the most money, with lucrative payoff places being extended and star players being earmarked for franchises. Now, this goes into what I was saying before. It's like a product. For me, there's a lot of weight behind both the NFL and NBA prioritizing certain players and teams to make the competition better for them.
Yeah.
And what the competition means better for them is more money. So it doesn't necessarily even mean it's better for the actual game in terms of competition, like two teams competing like head to head. This one it's quite bad, to be honest, because he was involved in gambling and influencing the outcome of games. He would sell. He would say basically what he's going to do to the people. He'd say, like, I'm going to do this during this game. This
Right.
is a betting tip for you.
Okay.
You should bet on this.
Yeah.
And he'd sell that sort of information. And he was accused. It was a very famous game, like it says here, Game 6 of the 2002 Western Conference Finals. It says was fixed to the extend the series and keep the Lakers alive. Basically, they were losing in the finals. You have 6 games.
Yeah.
Sorry, 5, I don't know if it's 5 or 6. I can't remember. I think it says 6 there. But you win. Say you win 3 or 4, you're through.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And they were basically fucked. They were going out.
Yeah.
And they managed to basically manipulate the fact that Lakers were then kept in the series and then went on to win. Donaghy himself has put himself in a position to profit from this, rigging, selling, betting, tips, and keeping himself in the news. He's very prominent, I think, still. Like, he's very outspoken about like what he did. I don't know whether he went to like prison for it at all,
Yeah.
because as far as I'm concerned, the way that it's worded and the things I've read about him, he's pretty much like cut and dry. He was a fucking
And he's a ref.
cheat. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it kind of feeds back into what I was saying at the start about American sports. Like,
The trouble is, like, say he's the ref, but he's getting the NBA are telling him, like, this is the objective.
yeah,
So this is what you need to do. So he's got like
Yeah.
free reign. Like, if there's then no one to, if the NBA tell him to do it, there's no one to like prosecute him against it. So he'll just get
Yeah.
left alone.
yeah.
I don't know if there's an agency that
Probably
vet
not.
everything, but I doubt it.
The thing is, because it's like the NBA is a brand, and like their brand is built off how good the teams are. So like
Yeah,
back in the day, you'd say, right, what basketball team do you know? You'd be like the Chicago Bulls.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
like
Yeah.
now, it's probably like, oh, I know, like the Lakers or
Lakers,
whatever.
yeah,
And like the
yeah.
bigger them teams get, the bigger the NBA
Yeah.
gets. So like
Yeah.
they need those teams to like do really well from a branding perspective, and they need to have the best players and shit. So they can probably manipulate stuff so that they at least get into a final or will be in the mixer.
the thing about NBA and NFL is the teams. It's all about branding, because there are teams that used to be in different areas of the country that now have got a different name they go under a different badge, and they've just changed.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's not the equivalent of taking like Leicester and going, well, fuck it, we're Rangers.
Yeah, who's that team? The
okay.
really big team. Is it like the Raiders or something? I think it's and the other sport, and they fucked off to Vegas,
Yeah.
and they were like hundreds of miles away.
Yeah.
It's
I mean,
all about branding.
if Leeds relocated to Norwich, I wouldn't be angry. But I know a lot of Leeds fans would.
That's like Wimbledon did it in the football, didn't they? And they became MK Dons.
Yeah.
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 And they,
Yeah.
And they're in Milton Keynes.
Yeah.
Which is like,
Yeah.
MK Dons, mate.
Fuck
Yeah, it's weird.
Mm.
It's almost like not encouraged, but it's like it's just accepted.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what's going to
Yeah,
happen
yeah.
in America. Which
So this happens with basketball and the
basketball
NFL.
and NFL.
Strange,
I don't know about
Yeah.
baseball.
Yeah.
I presume probably, but I don't know enough about it. to be
Yeah, it's
honest.
funny how you can just literally.
because they need,
Yeah.
as well though,
Yeah.
they need them to be like worldwide for them to really
Yeah.
make.
Yeah.
Obviously, they make loads. America's huge, but like again, like think how much money like the Chicago Bulls and
Yeah,
Lakers make around the world
Yeah.
because of like Michael Jordan
Yeah.
and like LeBron and shit
That's
like that.
what they're-
Some of the
that's-
other, I'm saying there's some players who are probably like, you know, at the minute as good as them, but like they in the UK we don't know who they are.
Yeah.
But
That's
like
what
in
they're
America,
all
yeah.
hoping for. That's what they pin their hopes on, is that one player or a group of players establish
Well,
that team for like ever, basically.
Well, it's
Yeah.
probably because obviously Michael Jordan.
Yeah, Michael
like,
Jordan.
Fucking,
Yeah,
he literally. I don't think. I know you've had Kobe and Shaq and LeBron and things, but I don't think anyone's going to imitate what Michael Jordan did.
It's
from
just
a
so-
branding
That's
perspective.
it's so
What the
synonymous
fuck?
with like Nike. And
Yeah.
it's just- I
Yeah.
think probably loads of people know who he is and not even could name one team
yeah.
over there
Oh,
or
100%.
another player.
Yeah.
Like,
Absolutely.
But
Yeah.
you just everyone knows he's so famous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the.
It's because he was so good.
He was.
Yeah, he's,
So,
he's
like-
literally like a god amongst men.
Yeah, like that's unless there's a player who is as good as him. Like, do you know what I mean? When that, if a player ever does, I don't even think
Because
it'll-
he's the
Nah,
standard,
it
isn't
might
he?
just
He is the
be. I
standard.
think he might just get down in.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some sick
But
players, but like
from
to
like-
achieve what he's achieved.
Yeah. From a branding perspective, though, I didn't realise until The Last Dance, and I listened to the audiobook of his biography because I can't be asked to read, but the Nike deal, I didn't realise, like at the time, like Converse and like Reebok and all these different ones, they were much bigger. Like
Yeah,
Nike
yeah,
were
yeah,
basically
yeah.
fuck all. It's almost like,
Yeah.
I don't know, if someone went today and this isn't a slam on any of these products, but if someone went and I don't know, signed with Gola
Yeah,
instead,
yeah,
but
yeah,
then
yeah,
made Gola bigger than
Yeah,
fucking Adidas.
Yeah.
Like the amount of money that he has generated for
Yeah.
himself, obviously, but for Nike is
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
billions and billions.
Yeah, it's mad.
It's like kind of West now with
Yeah.
Gap. And
Yeah,
like
yeah,
Gap
yeah.
now, like
Yeah.
jackets and shit that are like on StockX that are worth loads. Like
Yeah.
Gap,
Crazy, isn't
Gap
it?
would never be on there, but
No.
now just because they've signed him and he's designing for him.
Yeah.
It is crazy, but yeah, that's the power, and obviously that's what they want, and they've had the lightning in the bottle, haven't they? You know, the NBA,
Yeah.
and so yeah, I don't think it'll ever be repeated.
No,
They'll get
I-
close, like with Kobe, like with LeBron and shit, but
Don't get
no
me wrong,
one's ever
there
going
are
to
like
imitate that.
fucking top quality players, but he's just always that little bit extra, and I do think he always will be.
Yeah,
Just the level that he was at for fucking, and he had a fucking break as well.
Yeah.
He literally
He went and played
In
fucking
baseball.
baseball.
Yeah.
it's mad.
But that shows like just his mentality.
Yeah.
Like he's just different. He was just
Yeah.
different, man. He was
Yeah.
just fucking built different.
Yeah.
100%.
Right.
Fucking crazy.
Move on to number 4. Skip number 3 because that's about Maradona and the hand of God, which we don't want to relive. This one again about the NBA. They have a process called the draft. Now, basically, every year, I think it's every year, you have you get a pick in the draft. So
Yeah.
all these new players that are coming through from the college basketball and looking to go into the NBA, they basically get rated on how good they think they will be. And they're listed as like the first pick, second pick, blah, blah, blah. All the teams you get, depending on how well you do, I think you get like certain percentage chance of getting certain picks.
I quite like all that stuff, by the way.
It's
I
a
like-
cool idea.
Yeah,
It's cool.
like the draft. Yeah, because I think what it is, they get points,
Yeah.
but they can sell their points
For
Yeah.
players
for like
trades.
Yeah,
and
for like
shit.
money. So like the higher you finish, I think you get less points, less picks.
Yeah.
But you can, because
More
you
money.
finish high, you can buy
Yeah.
the pick. So like, say if I don't know, you finish bottom, you've got loads of points to pick. You get like first pick of the next
Yeah.
lot of like good players.
Yeah.
But then the top teams can just buy.
Oh, that's
Them
good.
off
Yeah,
you.
so
So,
it's-
yeah.
it keeps the money.
Because
That's
I'm,
what- yeah,
I'm
it keeps-
pretty
keeps-
sure.
yeah.
I'm pretty sure, unless I'm wrong, I'm pretty sure that Michael Jordan wasn't picked by Chicago Bulls. They traded
Can't
him
remember, to be
Yeah.
in the draft. I'm
Yeah.
sure they did.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
is mental to think that whatever that other
Yeah,
team is,
whoever
let
that
him go.
team missed
But,
on him. That's fucking
but yeah.
insane.
it's an interesting.
Yeah, you can.
Process.
You can like buy first pick. So
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
like certain
yeah.
picks that you can buy.
Yeah.
like,
That's cool. I mean, yeah, like, you might be like, oh, let's lose these last couple of games because we're going to get loads of points.
Yeah.
yeah.
Get
Yeah.
the first pick.
Well, this is apparently, I did a little bit more research than just these two paragraphs. This is like one that a lot of people think that the thing's rigged anyway, like from the get go. But there's a lot of, you go on the internet, there's going to be passionate people about some shit. But there was a lot of passionate people speaking about this one. One of the most popular rumours in NBA history is Patrick Ewing frozen envelope theory. Has the league rigging the draft lottery, long thought to be crooked, to get the biggest college star to the team in the biggest market, I can't read it. What says that? Flailing
franchise.
that desperately needed a superstar. So again, everything points towards getting a team to have that star player
Yeah.
to draw in the people,
Yeah.
draw in the crowd, whatever.
That's what they call their teams, by the way, franchises.
Yeah.
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 I mean, need I say more?
Yeah.
It's all about a fucking
Yeah,
brand.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. If you
Uh,
call yourself a franchise.
The NBA Commissioner David Stern has always laughed off the rumour that his league fixed the lottery and New York getting the first pick in 1985 is just one of the many long-shot draft lottery happenings, all of which are next to impossible to prove. So I think what happened in this is that New York, which
Shout
has
out the
been
Knicks.
fucking like they have been on a spiral for fucking decades. But I think this was to kind of stop the rot and get someone like him in, and he was going to be like the next big thing in
Right.
basketball. So a lot of people believe that the commissioner, he manipulated the picks to make New York get the
first pick,
pick, which isn't genuinely, if it's genuinely done, should not happen. But they got him, and I don't even know how well they did with him, to be honest, because I've only followed basketball since probably about 2013, 2012, but they've never.
We've probably never heard of this guy, but he's actually fun.
Yeah, it is like, yeah.
that's it.
I this was
Yeah.
prior to me even getting involved
I'm
in
pre-
Yeah.
basketball, but I've not seen the Knicks anywhere near getting to the finals, to be honest. So I
Yeah, they're
don't
not on
know.
the level. They're like
No.
not on the level of like.
When I saw them in New York, I must admit I was buzzing because they were against Miami Heat,
Yeah.
as opposed to I'm
Yeah.
seeing the Knicks. You know what I mean? So it
Yeah.
was I've never even though like Chicago Bulls I don't think are as good or as prominent as they were in the
No,
90s.
no.
I'd be excited to see, basically Miami Heat because of LeBron, the Lakers because of Kobe, or
Yeah.
Chicago Bulls because of Jordan. Obviously, I know the latter two
Yeah.
aren't players anymore, but yeah, it's all about it's the impact that
The
these
thing
players are
is that
supposed to have.
I've never watched an NBA game live. You obviously have.
Yeah,
it was
same.
very cool.
But the sport itself is fucking amazing to watch. Like, especially in person. I've seen, like, I went to the British Basketball League like fucking probably about 7 years ago, the finals of that, and that was pretty cool to watch. I can only imagine that's like 10 times better going to the NBA because of how much fanfare and how much everything's almost exaggerated to the point where it's like, fucking hell, this is like, it's a spectacle.
Every
is unreal,
3-pointer
yeah.
that went in, everyone was celebrating like Messi had just top binned it.
Yeah.
Like, every 3-pointer,
Yeah.
it was fucking nuts.
It was unreal. It was when I went and watched the Lakers. I was just like, this is if I lived here,
Yeah.
I would do this.
Oh, dude, I'd get a season ticket. Yeah.
Oh, mate, I would do this
Absolutely.
every week. I would be like fucking
Absolutely.
heavily. I wouldn't even watch fucking football. Do you know what I mean?
No, I completely
Yeah,
agree.
I would just complete. It's only
Yeah.
because of the time thing in the UK, which is like,
Yeah.
I don't want to sit up at fucking 4 a.m. in the
No, yeah,
morning, like tired watching basketball.
Yeah, I'll
But-
tell you what else was nice was like the Knicks fans and the Heat fans were all mixed in together,
Yeah.
and they were just bantering each other. There was never. I'm sure it does boil over, for certain people.
Malice in
but
the Palace.
they just. It seems they're just there to have a good time.
Yeah,
if their team
yeah.
wins, yes. If
Yeah,
they
yeah.
don't, we're on to the next one.
Yeah.
Maybe where the fact that they are mixed, it calms everything down because
Yeah.
it's not so like.
Yeah, segregated.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because when we're in a crowd of people that are all thinking the same thing,
Yeah,
you
crowd
do
mentality.
that
Yeah,
crowd
yeah,
mentality
yeah.
thing. Probably, the police splitting up the crowds thinking it's a good thing, but fucking mix them up.
Yeah,
Put all the West Ham and all the Millwall fans.
that's
in.
it.
And then just see what happens.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Just
That's
see what
it.
happens.
See what absolute granite eunuchs come out of that alive.
Oh dear. But it's also the thing with the NBA in particular is that the schedule for the games is ridiculous. There's like
There's
probably
like 4
not even
games a
like
week in there.
yeah, it's not even like 48 hours between a game.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
I
they're
didn't know
playing
that.
like
They
they're
play a lot.
flying.
Yeah, they play.
They'll be like
yeah,
flying
it's
from
mad.
like one side of the US to the other to play a
Yeah.
game like 24 hours later.
Yeah,
I
they
didn't
play.
know that.
It's
That's like the
insane.
playoffs. They have like fucking 5-6 games against. It's like just
Yeah.
madness. Isn't
Oh,
it?
yeah.
Yeah.
I never really know how many games they play. That's mad.
Yeah, it's insane. And plus, I don't know how many teams they have in the league, but you've got to play. You're split into 4 divisions, and then 2 conferences. So you've got a
Yeah.
Western and an Eastern conference.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
But then you play a certain amount of games against the people in your conference and in your division. But then you play other teams outside of your conference and divisions. But you play like more than to like the equivalent of like I think you play each other 3 times maybe if you're in the same division and conference.
Right, okay.
But
yeah,
you
yeah.
play at least the other teams outside of your area
Yeah.
like more than once.
How long's each game? How many?
40 well, is it 46?
I think it's 4 12-minute.
Yeah.
4 12
I mean,
minutes,
like-
but with stoppages, like it's
48.
Yeah.
I'm unless I'm just remembering it favour because it wasn't a drag at all. It was it was a highlight of New York for me, but it felt. I'm sure it took about 3 hours from start to finish because all the stoppages and stuff.
Yeah.
and-
Yeah.
So it's like an event. It's like an entertainment event.
Imagine like doing
But
that,
doing
that
that
level
4
like,
times a week.
Imagine Jordan like he's doing that every year.
Yeah.
like, constant. Like it must be. I mean, he must have been such an athlete.
Get an MVP
yeah,
and
Yeah.
just fuck.
I know he was, but like it must like his fitness must have been like
No.
ridiculous.
I always remember
Well,
him
all of them,
saying
really.
that thing. There's someone in the crowd who they've never seen me before and they'll never see me again.
Yeah.
And he's like, I have to
Okay, yeah.
I have to
Perform
make
for
sure
them.
that they go away. I can't have a bad game. I can't have that one person in the crowd thinking that I was shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Which is like
Yeah.
mad mentality, and
Yeah.
to think that every single game.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like, I have one good game and I'm done for like a month.
Yeah.
Yeah, but lads, fucking
I'm like, yeah.
3 weeks ago I bossed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an insane sport, and they are like the athletes are it's like fucking hell, man. It's intense. Although it's like 100 miles an hour all the time they're on the court.
Yeah. It's a shuttle
Then
sprint.
there's a break. Then it's back into it. You imagine you've got to manage your own physicality like in a game so much more than you would in football.
Yeah.
Because if you know you're at a game 24 hours later or 48 hours later, you're like, fuck, I need to like maybe wind down a little bit. here.
But it's court to court running as well, isn't it?
Yeah,
Like-
it's fucking. It's basically just shuttle run.
Yeah, it's literally end to end.
They probably don't really need to do much training, do they? But it's probably they just do that.
Yeah.
We're wasting our time over here.
Yeah.
We're like, well, we've got to fucking train so that we're ready for the game.
Yeah.
Just play a fucking game midweek. Don't train.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Increasing.
Because it doesn't stop either. Because you'll score a hoop,
Oh, it's
it'll
straight,
hit the floor, and their team will just take it, bang, straight in. And now all of a sudden you've got to backtrack and defend, and then fucking boom, 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 boom.
Do they have a break between seasons? You must have some.
They have like a period where they have the all-star I think this might be like a couple of weeks. They have like an all-star game.
The
right?
off season, bro.
The the fans vote for a certain amount of players to play in the game, and this Eastern team versus the Western team.
The all-star.
It's pretty cool because they also have some events where they get amateurs in, but amateurs in like celebrities. I mean, Kevin Hart's played in one before.
Oh, really?
And that was funny. But he's pretty decent at basketball, to be honest. So, but yeah, it's a great sport and it's a great spectacle. But
It's all about money, though.
Yeah.
So I was watching. I was randomly just watching this like NFL player yesterday, and he was saying he played in the Super Bowl final, and he was like, "It's weird because obviously they know like they have the halftime show.
Yeah.
Like it's half time, and they've got like they're in the fucking dressing room for like 45 minutes.
Yeah,
waiting for everything to
course,
clear out.
yeah.
So they're
I
like,
don't even think about
That's
it.
probably
no,
the
you
biggest
don't even
moment of
think
their
about that.
career.
Yeah,
And they're
they're
waiting for fucking
and they're like
Madonna.
they have to like stay in there, like keep warm, fucking like they're like jogging and trying to keep each other like and they can
hell.
hear they can hear fucking like
Bruno Mars.
Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre out there. And they're not allowed to go watch it. They have to be like locked in, and they're like trying to stay warm. And like they just want these fuckers to get off the stage.
Get the fuck off and let me batter some cunts.
Yeah, and that's half time, so they'd be back. They're like tired, and then they have to go back out for
It's
another.
weird, actually. You think you just do it, like, why do it at half time? I know it's legendary now, but like, do it at the start or the end.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
because people wouldn't watch it then.
Yeah, it's
That's
true.
it.
They're
Got
tuning after it,
captivate
wouldn't
the
they?
masses.
Yeah, this is true.
I'll do one more because we're over the hour
Spicy.
mark. And this one
Yeah,
is a bit spicy because it's not about. It's number 6. Yeah, it's not about football, basketball. It's about boxing, and probably one of the most infamous, maybe the greatest boxer of all time, Muhammad Ali. Now, it's long been thought that Sonny Liston took a dive for Muhammad Ali, then still fighting under his birth name, Cassius Clay, when they fought for the second time in 1965. Ali's phantom punch, that is in quotations, knocked Liston down in the first round, despite barely connecting with the fighter. There were rumours of some kind of mafia involvement, or possibly that Liston was deep in debt and bet against himself. No investigation ever proved that anything untoward happened, and everyone involved denied the same. At worst, Liston might have realised Clay was going to beat the stuffing out of him and wanted no part of it. Again, this is something that quite a lot of people are really passionate about. And when I say passionate, it's like everything's in caps, multiple exclamation marks. So just make your point and don't keep the caps lock on. What they were saying, the crux of this theory is basically that Liston was deep in with the mafia, like he was in debt with them. And so to pay it off, he was going to basically throw the fight.
Yeah.
And a lot of people say that the punch, to me, the punch looked pretty decent. I mean, I'm not a fighter, so I'll probably go down if he fucking poked me. But it did look decent enough to do some damage. But a lot of people saying, oh, he fucking went over too easy because he basically brazed him. But the punch doesn't look as powerful as like you would imagine. But it still looked pretty decent to me.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a braise from Muhammad Ali. It's not like do you know what I mean?
I mean, look at him as like
If
he's
Muhammad Ali
fucking-
braised us, we'd
he's
be gone.
ripped as
Dead.
fuck there.
Yeah.
You always get this in boxing though. Like you get it so many times. Like he went down. It's all fixed, and it's like every time there's a you get it all the time. Like, oh yeah, it's fixed. That's right. You can't. Like every fucking boxing match is
it's
fixed. Like
fixed,
at some point there has to be some legitimacy to like people actually doing the job, and it's just like I think you just get a bunch of people who just love it. They just love the.
No, absolutely. And I mean, sometimes, and I know obviously, you know, they're
sometimes
boxers, they're
it is.
trained, and but his balance might have been off. So if you're off balance, it doesn't take much to knock you over.
So sometimes you spin and you hit your head on the cupboard or something. You're gone, isn't you?
Yeah.
It's only a little, it's only a cupboard.
Absolutely.
I always
Not fucking Muhammad Ali.
I always think as well that these guys, obviously, they're all in rip shape. They're trained like they all look fucking decent. It's like if you're that guy who does take a fix, like people were gonna find out. Like people know, and it's like you're done, ain't you? Really,
absolutely.
Like to anyone who knows
The risk.
who knows about it, and it's like and that other person as well has always got that leverage on you.
Yeah.
And if he beats Muhammad Ali, he'll make more money.
Yeah,
He would have made more money by beating Muhammad Ali than he would have betting against himself. He'd have to
Yeah.
bet a lot against himself.
Yeah.
Than the upside of.
Unless the mafia were like, we're gonna put
Yeah.
20 mil on you
Yeah, I
going
suppose,
down.
yeah.
So if you don't go down,
Yeah, we're gonna kill you and all
we're
your family.
gonna
or
fuck
something.
it. Yeah.
Then you're gonna
But-
get a good name. But to take the decision on your own, just
Yeah.
can't see
And
it.
imagine he knocked out Muhammad Ali and he was like,
By accident. Imagine he wanted to.
yeah.
No, but imagine he
Yeah.
wanted to rig it, and he was going. He's
he's like, how you gonna kill my family? I've just killed Muhammad Ali.
That's what I love. Snatch.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
amazing. Snatch is like
he can't stop himself, can he?
so good. But it's also I mean, I don't have to. There's no spoiler alert because it's fucking old film.
Yeah.
But the fact he's already got it all sussed out anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, fucking.
Yeah.
So this is
But you never
heavily.
know.
Is
You
it
never know.
passionately, heavily?
Quite a few of these are, to be honest, but like
Yeah.
like I said, it is mostly Americans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're very passionate.
passionate
about their
people.
sports,
Oh,
and that's fine. Just
Passionate about conspiracies
there's a caps
because
lock key. If you
our
press
Kurt
it again,
Cobain clip still gets comments every day.
yeah,
That's it. That's it. I've never.
Mate, constantly.
Really?
Yeah, yeah,
Can we
yeah.
have a look?
Equal like she did it, she didn't. But yeah.
they're all Courtney Love's accounts.
Courtney
Interesting.
55.
What, has it got a lot of views or just comments?
Yeah, it seems to get consistent flow. I think the people that seek it out
Even flow.
Oh, they're
also comment. Like they are
that
commentators.
commenters. Interesting.
Comment.
Yeah,
Come over here.
A couple of thousand. I think.
Tell us what you think about this one.
Yeah.
That's it. Come on the pod.
Did Courtney Love knock out Muhammad Ali?
That's it. That is a quote with a shotgun.
Did she pay for Liston to take a dive? You don't know.
Who knows?
But that's the pod. I hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah, so
had-
it's been a cool twist on the
That's
conspiracies.
it. I just I got
Niched out.
inspiration just because we did that video together for your channel, and I thought,
Yeah.
fuck it, I got a pod coming up. I'll do that.
Nice.
No, I can't.
No,
Well.
it's been really cool.
Is there anything else left to say? But up the APMA!
Up the app.
See you in a bit.
MidWeeker.